Tensions have flared up again between Israel and Palestine in the contested region of Gaza after Israel carried out airstrikes early this morning. The airstrikes that were code-named Operation Shield and Arrow killed 3 leading members of a group named the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, which according to Israel is a terrorist organization. Palestinian health officials in Gaza have said at least 12 people have been killed, including the commanders, their wives and several of their children, and 20 others have been injured. The airstrikes came at a time of already high tension between Israel and militants in the Gaza Strip, which had increased again last week after a senior member of Islamic Jihad had died while on a hunger strike in Israeli custody. Following his death, militants had fired several salvos of rockets towards southern Israel, and Israel responded with airstrikes today. In this video, we take a brief look at this group, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and explain how and where they fit in the jigsaw puzzle of conflict between Israel and Palestine. But before that, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Oneindia. Bordering southwest Israel, Gaza is home to several armed groups. For Israel, all of these groups are terrorist organizations. But for the Palestinians, they are freedom fighters who want to extricate their lives, their country from the atrocities of Israeli forces. Israel considers the PIJ an Iranian proxy that wants to destroy the state of Israel. While Hamas is the largest of these groups and it has effectively ruled Gaza Strip since 2007, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad is said to be the most violent one. It owes its origin to the Iranian Revolution and Muslim Brotherhood in the 1980s. It was founded in 1981 by Palestinian students in Egypt with the aim of establishing a Palestinian state in the occupied West Bank, Gaza and other areas of what is now Israel. It was first formed in the Gaza Strip, but it also operates in the West Bank area. Though it is a small group, Islamic Jihad is very efficient and highly organized. There is a strong order within the party itself. Despite its small size, it has participated in all the confrontations with Israel so far. Both Hamas, which has fought 5 wars with Israel since 2009, and PIJ are listed as terrorist organizations by the Western nations. Both are said to be getting funds and weapons from Iran. Although its base is in Gaza, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad also has leadership in Lebanon and Syria, where it is said to maintain close ties with Iranian officials. Islamic Jihad acts as an elite vanguard rather than a broad community-based movement and is opposed to political engagement with Israel. It has a long history of attacking Israeli soldiers and civilians dating back to the 1980s. Its armed wing, the Al-Quds Brigades, was founded in 1992. Now, to understand it in a more topical context, you need to know that Israeli military raids and killings have become common in the cities of Jenin and Nablus over the past year in the West Bank area. These raids were a part of a campaign that Israel called Break the Wave. Between mid-March and early May last year, 19 people were killed in a series of terror attacks in Israel, prompting the Israeli Defense Forces to launch Operation Break the Wave. 2 of the men who carried out those attacks were from Jenin city. The city of Jenin has seen the emergence of Jenin brigades that has been carrying out covert attacks on Israel. This group is mainly supported by the PIJ. In May last year, the birth of another armed resistance group called the Nablus Brigade was announced. It is also said to have the support of the PIJ. Operation Break the Wave, according to IDF, was aimed at crushing an increasingly organized Palestinian armed resistance in Jenin and Nablus, which emerged after an outburst of Palestinian resistance in May 2021. It began in occupied East Jerusalem Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood and culminated in Israel's war with armed groups in Gaza for 11 days that had caused widespread destruction and havoc. The PIJ does not take part in the Palestinian political process. It is known to oppose the peace process and the negotiation approach with Israel. It adopts an armed struggle against the Israeli occupation like Hamas. It aims to establish a sovereign Islamic state of Palestine within the boundaries that existed prior to 1948, the year when Israel was founded. Israel's destruction is one of its proclaimed goals. The PIJ has reportedly been linked to a number of suicide bombings in Israel, the first of which was bus number 405 suicide attack of 1989 between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, which resulted in the death of 16 passengers. Other incidents include a 2001 suicide explosion at a nightclub in Tel Aviv that killed 21 people and a 2002 suicide attack at an Israeli highway crossing called Megiddo Junction that left 18 people dead. Israeli authorities consider the PIJ to be one of the most extremist and dangerous Palestinian armed groups, and they accuse it of maintaining military facilities and arsenals in Syria, as well as maintaining a large number of small, inexpensive weapons scattered throughout the West Bank and Gaza. For Israel, these are terrorists, but as I mentioned earlier, they are freedom fighters for a section of Palestinians. The definition of terrorists and revolutionaries depends on which side of the prism you look at from or which angle of the narrative you choose to believe in. This was all about the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. We hope you would like this new video. Thank you so much for watching.